Greg, thank you for joining us today. Greg is currently 10th in points with 1 top 5 finish and 4 top 10 finishes so far this season. To kick things off, we at Chicagoland Speedway are very excited to once again host the first race in the Chase. As we approach that September weekend, we understand as a driver, every weekend is important to you and you go out and try to win every race weekend. But when you start to think about qualifying for the Chase, how does your mindset shift?
Well, I mean, certainly we started thinking about the Chase at the Daytona 500, and we're thinking about points and making the Chase the whole way through. And we've been in a really good spot this season up until the last 2 races. So we went from 4th to 10th in 2 races, which is pretty disappointing for us as a team. And we just got to keep going. It's a long way still, but that's pretty frustrating to have that kind of lead or have that kind of cushion in the points and it disappear. But nothing that hard work won't fix, and we look forward to qualifying and making the Chase, and then of course this is the first race of the Chase, so it's important to get off to a good start.
Awesome, and you've been out here the last 2 days with Goodyear doing your tire testing. It's been gorgeous weather, and it marks the first time that the Gen 6 car has been at our track. So now that you've had a couple days of testing, what can we expect to see come September in that Chase weekend?
Well, this is kind of a last of the Mohicans. This is the last of the racetracks that haven't got the repave, and this place is very, very unique. It's bumpy. There's bumps. There's the pavement's wore out. You can run all the way up the racetrack, middle, bottom. So a racetrack like this puts on really, really good racing for a 1.5-mile racetrack. Pretty exciting. Side-by-side action. Texas is a lot, like this, different animal, but drives a little bit like this. Atlanta is kind of totally different. So this racetrack is a lot of fun in the aspect of it provides a lot of opportunities for different lines around the track. So I've been running the bottom mostly. Move up to the middle of the racetrack. Feels like it's got a fair amount more grip. Come back by lap time real close to the same. So, the lanes being the same speed provides a good opportunity for a car to pass. And, that's what the fans want to see. That's what people want to see is the passing, and we want to be able to pass. So, I think it'll be a good racetrack for this car, and I think it'll be good racing.
Thanks. We'll open up to media. John with RPM Tonight.
Greg, this is the first time on this track with the Gen 6 car. What differences do you notice, and how big of a help is it to you and your team to get out here on this test, get this new car out here on the track, and shake it down?
Yeah, it makes a big difference. The things I notice, right away the places we go is the car has a bit more rear grip, a bit more mechanical rear grip because of the camber and the axle housing. So you can feel that in the corner that the car's got more grip. It drives a little bit, not as skewed as much, drives a little straighter. And we like that, feel inside the car a lot better. So that's probably the biggest thing is the mechanical grip of the car to the racetrack is a fair amount different.
Other questions? Willie with Comcast Sportsnet.
I'll ask you the token Chicago question. Just as I asked Kevin, just how being in Chicago and the fan devotion here, just your thoughts about it.
Yeah, Chicago's really fun. I was way too tired last night, wore out from getting up early in the morning and traveling to, go out, see the city a little bit. But some of them, about half the team guys went to a baseball game and got out. I wish, part of me wants to wish I would have went, but I'm happy I stayed and got some sleep for today. It's a fun place to come, and the racetrack's a lot of fun to race on, and there's a lot of things to do around here. And we love passionate fans, and that's what there is around this area. And I get a lot of 3M folks to this racetrack as well, so it's a good place for us.
Tina with Sun-Times and Herald News.
Considering everything that happened at Talladega on Sunday, has there been any more talk in the garage about how the race ended or any other facet of that race?
Not really. we really hadn't been, unfortunately, we got wrecked, pretty early in the race, the first, incident we got taken out. And, it doesn't, a lot of people, the people that are in the wreck are upset, and the people that aren't in the wreck are having a great week, because they finished the top 5, or they finished the top 10, or David Reagan won. So at this point, they love the racing. And it's always been that way, and it always will be that way. There's no way around racing at a big place like that with a restrictor plate and not have the cars around, in a pack. It just really isn't going to happen unless you kind of get the tandem racing, which had some excitement. I was okay with it, but I didn't really like it that much, and the fact that you couldn't see where you're going. You're pushing one other car, and he's kind of navigating up through there, and all you're looking at is his rear bumper. This is kind of similar to that, big pack racing, but you're not against the guy's bumper. And that 5 feet between the car makes a big difference of angle of view, that you can see what's going on when you're not parked against that car. So the vision is a little bit better, but the reality is it's been like this forever, and we do need to work on keeping the cars on the ground, not flying up in the air. When you get to the speeds of 190 to 200 miles an hour, it's going to fly up in the air. I don't know, we continue to work on trying to keep them from doing that, because there's a lot of safety issues with that. 1, fans, 2, other drivers. But there's just no way to skin the cat that's going to revolutionize restrictor plate racing. It's part of the sport. We're always going to have it, and we could modify and adjust on it, but it is what it is, and that's the way it's going to be, I think.
John?
Darlington coming up this weekend, and the characteristics with that track. This new car, 100 pounds lighter. Does that make, in your mind, will that make any difference in the type of racing we see at Darlington?
I think you'll see it's affected. It's been pretty linear, the effect of this car at every racetrack we go to. I haven't really, except for Martinsville maybe and Bristol, where rear grip is sort of a pretty high commodity. The car has just improved drivability and improved ability to pass and run side by side about the same. And that's what I see here. And so I expect the same there. I expect probably a little faster speeds because the added mechanical grip, a little bit lighter, and hopefully a little bit more side by side, although that racetrack is very tough to race side by side. It's okay in the center of the corner, but getting in the corner and off the corner is almost one lane. So you can get side by side, but not for much time. And then the challenge comes back. So it's kind of like the freeway widening out to 3 and then close it back to 2 really fast. You gotta make your move quickly if you can. So it's a fun racetrack to race at.
Any last questions? Willie?
Yeah, just one. We touched on this with Kevin a bit, but your feelings about social media. Sometimes emotions run wild, as we know. During the race, after the race, how do you gauge it? How do you gauge it through social media? Do you not? What are your feelings?
Well, so there's good and bad to all of it, and probably the one thing that it's done is it's exposed us to all facets of media, has exposed us to everything that we didn't know about before. Really nothing in our I don't think anything's really changed, whether it's whatever it is, sports or crime or anything else, or politics. I don't really think anything has really changed. It's just that everybody knows everything about everything that's going on instantly. That's the difference. And that has its positives and of course has its negatives. And I tend to try and stay pretty neutral on the social media and kind of tend to stay a little bit quiet because, quite frankly, I don't, want to argue with people, and, people have their opinions and everybody's entitled to their own opinions. So it's best for me to a lot of times just take the high road and not tweet anything than, start shoveling stuff, So I kind of, tend to do that.